I've always said competition is critical. Without it, we wouldn't have stuff like this.
This is the new Hyundai Ioniq 6, and yes, this is a production vehicle remarkably close to the Prophecy concept car. Here's a preview.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Voelk, and let me stress, this is a preview, not a review. Nobody's driven the Ioniq 6, and Hyundai hasn't dropped all the specifications. But there are some things that we do know, so let's roll the videotape that Hyundai has provided, because this is a very attractive vehicle. I'll share everything I know about it.
Hyundai hasn't released any real details, but it is built on the E-GMP platform that's underneath the Ioniq 5 and Kia EV6, so I think it's safe to assume some things. Under those two cars, there are two different battery sizes and a choice of rear or dual motor all-wheel drive. Ranges on the Ioniq 5 span from 220 miles to 330. Also, let's not forget that the 800-volt charge speed on the E-GMP platform is among the quickest on any production electric vehicle that you can buy today.
And let's talk about that body. Hyundai says it's the company's lowest coefficient of drag ever at 0.21.
The slight boat tail structure and separation traps on both sides of the rear bumper help. The undercarriage gets optimized deflectors and the wheel arch gap is narrowed. I always reserve judgment on design until I've seen it in person. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to seeing this in the flesh. When you talk to a designer, all of them say it's very difficult to create something very simple, like a river rock, and keep it interesting. Mercedes has found that out with the EQS. This one has a Porsche-like simplicity to it, or very reminiscent of the original Mercedes CLS, which was a stunner in its time. That's not to say this is completely derivative. The pixel details that first showed up on the Ioniq 5 are here for sure. Remember that in Morse code, 4 dots means H for Hyundai. And maybe it's because sister brand Kia got a new logo. The Hyundai folks wanted one too. It's not overly different, but this is a more streamlined version of the handshake H logo.
One of my favorite design elements on this car is the rear brake light chisel. It's an integrated spoiler.
Nice touch. No doubt it adds to the aerodynamic efficiency, but it also gives it a Porsche 911-like visual. Okay, I am a Porsche guy, and why not? It does incredible engineering and design. And while there is no indication of price, I see this as a poor man's Porsche Taycan sedan. The German starts at around $90,000, even if this one is priced a little higher than Ioniq 5. Fully loaded, it shouldn't crest past 65 grand, because anything higher than that is Genesis brand territory.
Let's get into the interior. All of the press releases and video stress nature, not that cars are natural at all.
The press kit uses a lot of language and visuals that suggest the Aurora Borealis. It looks like the designers and engineers went for that look inside the cabin. I can tell you that the theater-like ambient lighting in the Ioniq 5 is very soothing, and that cabin is meant to be comfortable and calming. It appears Ioniq 6 is taking that to the next level. There are 64 colors and 6 dual color themes developed by color experts to help drivers and passengers feel relaxed. Now, you might have noticed that there are no side view mirrors, and there are monitors inside the car. Hyundai says that's an option, and those aren't legal in the US, at least yet, so we won't be seeing that in the States. But the dual 12-inch screens fused to look like one are here, with a slightly different treatment than the 5. That commonality only makes sense financially. Hyundai uses an eco process for the leather, and recycled PET fabric will be used for the seats. Bio PET fabric is used for the headliner, and bio paint derived from vegetable oils will be used for the doors. Yes, it specifically says for the doors. The carpet will be made from recycled fishing netting.
Again, cars always look different. As a photographer, I can't stress that enough.
A couple of things that catch my eye are the door cut lines into the roof. Those are probably needed for easier entry and exit. The headlamps look a little squared off compared to the rest of the flowing shape, and the seam in the C-pillar makes me think that this is a true sedan and not a hatchback. But rushing this video out, that's a detail I don't know at the moment. That's everything I know about the Hyundai Ioniq 6, at least for now. Hyundai will be dropping full specs soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you're an electric car enthusiast, I have just produced a Cadillac Lyriq review. If you're not familiar with my channel, reviews are quite different from these previews. In my reviews, I shoot them in 4K. They look great. Watch them on your television. A lot of people love them that way. And subscribe to this channel, click notifications, follow me on Twitter. I'm very active there. And if you have a question, leave it in the comments, okay? All right. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.